Hello, Julie here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me here. Today I'm going to be working on my 49 and Market journal. I'll be doing page 2. Okay, so I'm starting on the second page in this album now. So this is the 49 and Market album that I'm working on at the moment, or journal. So I have a whole heap of this paper that I bought from Papercrafts some time ago. They had it out on sale in the local Papercraft shop, and it was so cheap, and I bought heaps of it. And it is like this, and it's got that jagged edge down the side. I'm not actually using the jagged edge today, but anyway, I've cut a piece that is 8.5 by 3.5, and I've folded 1/2 inch on each edge and the bottom, so that I've got a nice full pocket here. I scored 1/2 inch all round on 3 edges. Then I distressed this top edge and inked that top edge, folded them under, inked around the rest, and then attached it to the page. If I had been thinking properly at the time, I would have stitched around that before I stuck it down, but I forgot to do that. So that's the pocket, and to embellish the pocket I'm going to use, now I've got this, so I found this piece of punched paper. I don't know where that came from because I haven't got that punch. So this must have been something that someone's given me somewhere along the way. And this lace is a piece of lace that was sitting on my desk over there. So I have attached that. So I attached that over the top of that through the centre, like so. I inked around the edge of this first, and then I have put a piece of this variegated cotton frizz ribbon along the middle, and I've stitched that down using a zigzag stitch. My plan is to attach that on here, and then I'm going to add one of these clusters that I created, and I'll link in the description box the video that shows how I created these. So I'm just going to attach that over the top of that. So I'm going to end up with something like that on there. So all of that is pretty straightforward. So I have done that off screen because I was back and forwards doing bits and pieces. And yeah, so when I got the stitching finished, I thought, well, now I'll turn my camera on and tell you what I have done up to this stage, and then we will continue on from there. So I'm making this pocket, and then I'm going to put, I'll put one of those pages from the small pad that, or the small book that I'm using to embellish this journal, in there as a journaling spot, and I'll probably add something else as well, like a tag or something. I'm going to put that down there. Once again, I've got way too much glue on here, and I think that's pretty straight, as straight as it's going to be. So I did iron that a bit flat, but now that I've stitched it, I can afford to ruffle that up a little bit more. And then my little cluster, which is just some 3 different pieces of paper, a piece of lace, an acetate leaf, and a fussy cut butterfly with a row of stitching through it. As I said, I will link the video that shows how I made this one and several others. Well, I think I made, I don't know, I can't remember, I made heaps, maybe 10 or 12 or something like that. So that's going to go on there like so. Now, since I saw you last, I have ruffled the edges using my distressing tool, and I have inked all the edges. So purely because this page didn't look finished to me, because I should have really stitched around there. I tried that and I stitched around the back page, which did work all right, but I had a bit of trouble getting into the corners and getting close enough to this spiral bit, so I thought, well, I'm not going to try and do that on every page. So yeah, so that's that. Now I have taken, so these all came out of a little book that came in the pack with this. So that was out of this pack here. So all of these things come from Paper Inspirations, and I'll put a link to everything in the description box as well. And there will be a discount code down there if you're interested, if you want to pop over and have a look what Sue's got in her shop. She's got lots of goodies. And if you use my discount code, you'll get 10% off your whole order. So I'm going to use this as a journaling card. So I'll use this as the front, and that will be the writing spot, writing area. And that will go in there, but I will decorate that somehow. So at this stage I'm going to go and check out what I want to embellish this with. I've got all sorts of things, so I'll go and have a look, and when I've made up my mind what I'm going to do, I'll come back to you. Okay, so what I've decided to do is basically the same thing that I've done here. So I'm going to layer these onto each other. I'm not going to fill the whole side in. I'm going to make it a bit shorter. So I'm going to say, cut it through, maybe through there. I can always make it a bit shorter if I want to. Then I'm going to ink this. So I hope everybody is fit and well. Everything is good with me and my family, all going well. We've just been up to visit my mother, who lives about 4.5 hours away, and she's very well. She's 90 years old and still lives on her own, in her own home. So that is excellent. Now this is a bit shorter than the full length, but that's okay. I'm going to leave a bit of room at the top and a bit at the bottom. As I said, I can always shorten this if I want to. Yeah, so life here in Adelaide is fairly normal at this stage, which is always a good thing. Hold that down for a little minute, and then this goes on top of that, but I'm going to stitch it on, same as I did the other one. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine, stitch that on, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've done that. The glue's still wet, so I probably haven't done my sewing machine any favours. I'm going to stick that on there. Now, I've left the plain aside for journaling, and this is going to go on here. So let's just stick that down. I'm sticking these little edges because with the card going in and out of the pocket, I don't want them to catch, because that would mean that eventually they would come off, or tear off. So better to stick them down now, I think. So I'm just going to pop that down there. Now I have this acetate flower, and I was thinking that I was going to put that there, but I've also got this label that I wanted to put across here. So I'm going to ink that first. And then stick that down there like so. So So actually I might just tuck that under the edge of that frizz, like so. Bit of glue. Lift that up, pop it under there, and try and get it straight. There's lines on here, so hopefully they're straight. And then this acetate flower. Now I don't know whether this is a sticker or not. I don't think it is. Let me have a look. No, it's not. It's not a sticker. So I'm just going to stick it down as it's putting the glue behind the coloured section of the acetate, so you can't see it from the front. I'm just going to pop that there. Actually I need to lift that up so that that can sit under there and sit flat. So just in there like so. Okay, so that is the journaling card that's going to go into that pocket, and I think that they match nicely. I might put something else in there too, but I don't know what. I wonder what I've got in my little box of tricks here. I've got some, I've got this envelope that I made with some decoupaged. So perhaps I can pop that in there and have those two in there. I think that will be good. Okay, so that's page 2 of my 49 and Market journal. I will leave some of these reasonably unadorned so that there is plenty of journaling space in here. Maybe, you know, just something with a side pocket or something like that. Okay, anyway, so that's our project for today. Pretty straightforward, a nice little pocket. I'll put the link to the video that shows how I made this. First of all, I created the decoupage, not decoupage, what do you call it? Anyway, you know what I mean. I put all these papers together and then created the envelope using that. So, pop that in there, and that's our first 2 pages. Now, as you can see, this is a spiral bound album, so it does let me have a little bit of space to put a bit of bulky stuff in there, but I don't want to overdo it because I always end up with way too much in my journals. So, okay, well that's it. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.